know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Y'all, we are back in the building. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. We are getting through this week. It's a holiday week. Do y'all have plans for the 4th of July? Let me know. Is anybody going down to the Beyonce concert? If you are here in the DC, Maryland, or Virginia area, let us know, okay? I'm going in Vegas. I can't wait. I'm so excited to see it. I mean, you know, it's going to be Cowboy Carter, so it's going to be a good show. We gotta talk, y'all. It's a lot to cover. I really should have done this as a live, but you know, here we are, right? So we gotta talk about Phaedra first. This to me was what first jumped off, right, over this past weekend. But the thing that I actually just saw before I was setting up to do the video, and I happened to actually just look into the comment section. And I saw what Porsha had responded back to Phaedra, so we got to get into it. So let's discuss. All right, so our friends over at the Bravo Shade Room happened to post. Let me like the post. Number one. Boom, 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 boom. That's what we do. All right, so, you know, Phaedra did the Jason Lee show over the weekend. And the Jason Lee show, you guys can find it on Zeus Network. You can also check out Hollywood Unlocked for all of your favorite news and entertainment stories. Shout out to Hollywood Unlocked. But Phaedra, this is one of the clips that's making the interview rounds. I have to readily admit that I need to go back and watch the entire thing. So I probably need to go and get a subscription to Zeus. Don't at me, bro. Don't at me, y'all. Don't at me. I'm going to do it because I need to dive into it anyway. I really want to see the whole thing because I just want to see Phaedra. I want to see Phaedra in the chair getting interviewed. But let me tell you something. She says that she was punished on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, benched, as Andy said in Watch What Happens Live episode on Sunday night. Benched is what you call it. Benched is what was said. Benched, I think, is what Quad said. Benched is the word Andy used. Benched is the term. So anyway, I digress. I like Phaedra. She's very quirky, mysterious, and slippery. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's an attorney, so she knows how to use her words. All right, so Phaedra says that she was punished for something that no one saw her do regarding the season 9 rumors about Kandi and Porsha and the dungeon and all that stuff. To catch you up, for those of you guys who may have been living under the rock, there were some allegations that Kandi had allegedly wanted to, let me put the alleged badge up here just because we now know it's all a lie. That Kandi allegedly had said, oh, she wanted to take Phaedra, she wanted to take Porsha down into the dungeon and tie her up or something like that with Todd. I don't know, something crazy. That Porsha then repeated on Atlanta. Now, we didn't see Phaedra tell Porsha that. We heard Porsha confront Kandi about it and say that it was Phaedra who told her later, right? So this was obviously very distressful for Kandi at the time, right? And so Phaedra was pretty much benched, right? So she is saying here, well, no one saw me do it. I mean, and you know, I'm punished for it. So when Jason asked her about, you know, continuing her friendship with Porsha, the frick to her frack, you know, she was like, well, obviously at the time it was very hurtful, but she goes on to state that she loves Porsha. She loves where they are. They were able to pick back up and move right on along. Now, I don't know if something in her verbiage, which really kind of was unclear, right? Because the punish for something no one saw you do is akin to saying, well, it's kind of like anything that happens off camera. If you don't deny it at the moment, in that moment, if you don't deny it, it's going to look like an admission of guilt. And you kind of just sat there, you know what I'm saying, as things went down. And you took the heat for something. And if you're saying, if you're ultimately saying you did not say that, then you should say that. But because you have not said that, we are forced to kind of parse through your attorney speak and pick out what it is that you actually mean, right? And again, I like Phaedra. So this is not me. This is just me kind of critiquing her responses. But I want to get into what Porsha says. Porsha then comments on the Bravo Shade Room's post and says, Phaedra Parks, you already apologized at the reunion and apologized after for telling me the lie. It's the lie part that's getting me, basically acknowledging that, girl, you said what you said, and it was a lie. And you said it was a lie, allegedly, according to Porsha. She says, furthermore, I have already taken accountability with Kandi for repeating what you claimed she said. Yet again, Porsha is re-emphasizing, you said it, and you claimed she said it. So it is very much coming into contrast with what Phaedra is saying, that she was punished for something that no one saw her do. Porsha is making it clear, girl, you did. Okay? You did. You did. All right? Then she says, let's move forward by truly learning from past mistakes. Heart emoji. Baby, Pusha P ain't one to be played with about this thing right here. She's like, no, girl, you're not going to make it seem like it wasn't me and it wasn't said. You said it. Take accountability for it. And let's move forward, because this is what you said. And you said it to me. You claim Kandi said it. And I repeated it, for which I apologize for. What's going on here? Okay. So, people have their comments. Someone says, Porsha, well said, girl. That's one of the reasons why you're one of my favorites. You own your mistakes and work on yourself. Someone else says, Porsha, I felt like she took some shots there too. Someone else says, Porsha, no one told you to blurt it out to Kandi. If I give my friend a pow pow, I'm not responsible for who shoots. Kandi and Kenya said, you admitted to knowing it was a lie. Phaedra should have washed her hands with this show and you, but she loves attention and money. Woo! It's getting thick up in here. It's getting thick up in here. To be honest with you, I mean, I was going to give this some attention because I thought it was relevant, obviously, because it was just in the news, right? And it's making its rounds. But the thing with Porsha, I mean, that's a lot to sort of digest and break down. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail now at this point. Y'all let us know, because Porsha was really giving. Now check that. Okay. Let us know your comments down below. Baby. Okay, so Brit with a bob must be back. Brit is probably sitting at her house right now in a bob. I told y'all yesterday, when y'all ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of when y'all get them bobs, y'all mean business. All right. Business. So Jessie Woo, our girl Jessie Woo, shout out to Jessie Woo. She is a Cancer like myself, baby. Jessie provides commentary on a lot of the reality TV shows and pop culture news and entertainment. Make sure you guys are following my boo, Jessie Woo. She says, I don't understand why Brit felt the need to bring up Shamea's daughter at all, insinuating that Shamea was lying about her daughter's illness. Shamea has amazing self-control because, baby, and I told y'all yesterday that it doesn't see, to me, when you say child, the person blanks out and they will hear nothing else but you talking about my child. I don't care what it was that you made reference to. You said my child, boom, all bets is off. So I do not fault Shamea for reacting to that, because again, mama bear, papa bear, whoever it is, parent figure, they're gonna go off when you hear child, because that's such a sensitive topic, right? But Brit Edie is like, this is why I say, I told y'all, I felt like Brit should have came to this reunion. I feel like there is a path forward for her and Kenya. I felt like there is a path forward for Brit on this show. if she had just trusted the process. The process being that they may hate you down one day, but if you just keep showing up and you give more of yourself, then the audience will sometimes come around. And some people may never like Brit, but some people, given the opportunity, because people could not stand Kenya when she came on the show. And now Kenya has a well-earned fan base of people who love her to death. So anyway, Britt says this: Shamea doesn't get to call me a whore all season long, imply I'm an addict, bully me in every media outlet, come for my marriage, and try to get the public to hate me because she is a liar. What no one sees is Shamea uses that storyline to gain sympathy from the fans. When she weaponized her child's condition and knows no one can say anything, but no one talks about the made-up stories that she has put out in the media, dragging my name every chance she gets. F her. Brit is definitely sitting there with a bob. Okay. Brit is sitting by the phone with a bob on her head. Okay. And I can see her, when I feel like somebody has a bob, you got to have a little action going on so the bob can bob, right? The bob got a bob. So if I'm her, I'm sitting there and I'm like, and the bob is moving. The bob is moving. The bob got to move. Okay. The bob can't just be stiff. The bob gonna move. The bob is gonna bob because the bob is now in charge. But anyway, so she is letting in and letting have. And to a certain degree, I kind of feel like, Shamea, this is why you don't tack yourself on to someone else's issue. I said it yesterday. I firmly believe that Shamea tacked on to Kelly's issues with Brit because Shamea didn't really have anything to have an issue with Brit about until mysteriously Kelly has a glam issue. And now it's all of a sudden, well, I took her out to dinner off camera to tell her, but I still want to blast her on camera about it. Like, what is that? Doesn't make any sense. Did you want to blast her after you found out about the glam issue? That's what it looks like. So I just kind of feel like this is why you stay out of other people's issues, Shamea. You are supposed to be the glue. We want you to be the glue to bring the people back together with your riches. Someone else says, you didn't even say anything about her daughter. She's playing the sympathy game. I swear I liked her better as a friend of. I am not one of those people that feels like Shamea needs to be a friend of. I just feel like I think that Shamea is so maybe accustomed to being a friend that she is defaulting to friend mode, right? And I think it's a difficult transition, I think, for some people, as we saw with Marlo, to go from being a friend to a main character. Probably one of the most successful people that has transitioned from a friend to a main character was Sutton Strack. Sutton really is no different. We just get more of her insanity. Whether you like her or not, she's still kind of out there, right? So you either love her or you hate her. Bring whatever energy you brought you gotta just expand. Like, you can't just, here's the thing, you can't still do it because Sutton now is giving main character, right? But you gotta also figure out how to be yourself, but make it main character. All right. So there's that. Basketball Wives came on last night, y'all. I watched it this morning because I wanted to watch Shadow Force last night. Shadow Force is a movie that came out, I think, maybe a couple of weeks ago, starring Kerry Washington and the guy that plays, I cannot recall his name. He speaks French. And it just made me want to learn French, okay? Like, he and her were arguing in French, and I was like, ooh, now that's how you want to argue with your person in French. It just sounds sexy. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it was a good movie. It was real, real good. It was real, 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 real good. And shout out to Kerry Washington for getting into her action zone, right? I don't like seeing her in roles like that per se, but it was good. All right. So if you are looking for a good movie to watch, it is on Amazon Prime. Now, the reason that is the reason why I did not watch The Basketball Wives last night. I happened to see it this morning. And, it's episode 8 of season 12. It's called Popping Off. Jackie shoots a dating segment for her talk show, and Brandy hosts a pop-up dinner for her culinary spice line. I mean, to be honest with you, that is another reason why I'm doing this as a pre-recorded video, because I felt like there wasn't really a lot to dive into. For me in last night's episode, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it maybe a 7.5 or a 7.8, because I just kind of felt like it was it was a cute episode. I mean, there wasn't a lot that really happened that moved the storyline forward. Brandy hosted a pop-up thing for her seasonings at a restaurant called Joyce. And the ladies came out, all were invited except for Evelyn. Jackie had a dating segment for some of the ladies in which Ty, Evelyn, Jackie, and Denise were all there. Denise had been being very stank to Jackie, and Jackie, I felt like, is at some point in time going to wind up and haul off and maybe smack her in the face. I don't know. I don't condone that type of thing, but it's feeling like that's what Jackie want to do. And she ain't say it, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay. And I'm still kind of like, I wish they would give maybe Denise a little bit more attention, or maybe some of her own personal story, because what it looks like is we don't really know who you are for you to have all of these opinions like this. There's conversations about Jackie allegedly knowing something about some type of tea that she's not going to spill, but it could be related to Shanice. That is taken back by Ty to Evelyn. Evelyn confronts her about it after the dating segment for the talk show, and Jackie kind of downplays it and basically is like, "Oh, I'll reveal the tea. It's not really about your daughter or nothing like that. It's for whoever it's supposed to be about." When Evelyn brings up Chantel and trying to have a conversation with her about how Chantel may be feeling, Jackie doesn't want to hear it, and she bounces from her own talk show. Well, it's after the talk show has filmed. Then we get this thing where the pop-up dinner that Brandy is having for her seasonings, her and Ming, they kind of have a little back and forth. Ming is still listen, Ming says they have a love-hate relationship, but when Ming is like basically talking about how she don't really like Brandy's cooking, I'm like, okay, now you kind of dissing the girl's business. So I mean, I don't know how you expect her to ever really like you at this point, because it's about to be more of a hate-love relationship than love-hate. So, um, but things get really interesting because things start to pop off when the ladies try to talk to Jackie about whatever tea she has going on for Evelyn, and then it comes up about Jackie's daughter. Jackie don't want to talk about none of that because Denise starts asking about it. Some kind of way that turns into Jackie and Ming going at it back and forth, and they looking like they about to get buck. And Jackie is still trying to shut down conversations. But for Jackie, she's saying this, and I can kind of respect this. Everybody else is saying, well, when Jackie wants to put an issue out on the table, everybody has to discuss it. But when they bring up an issue to Jackie, she don't want to discuss it, and she get to running. Jackie says, I'm not going to have these discussions about my daughter because she is not here. So it would be a different story if she were here, but she's not. So that is that. And that's really where things left off. There wasn't really a lot of other things that happened in this episode that are really worth talking about. So for that reason, I mean, I gotta give it like a 7. Like, we gotta like get back to give me some things going on. You know what I'm saying? Give me some real things. Give me some personal stories that I just feel like I'm not really seeing. So, and the ones I'm seeing, I'm maybe not really that interested in. I don't know. But that's my thoughts about Basketball Wives for this week. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. What do you think about this whole situation with Porsha and Phaedra? Let me know what you think about this whole situation with Brit and Shamea. And if you saw Basketball Wives last night or today, let me know what your thoughts are. With that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell button. Check out the links in the description. We have our trips to Zanzibar coming up September the 22nd through the 28th. And I will tell you this, if you have not if you have not decided to go yet and you've been on the fence, definitely go ahead and book it now, because we will be closing that very soon. And I'm telling you, you will not want to miss this trip for a lot of reasons. But also too, if you can't go to Zanzibar, we are going to Cape Town at the end of November, November 30th through December the 7th of this year. We're going to be doing all the things: wineries, safari, yacht tours. We are doing Table Mountain. We are doing all of my favorite restaurants. We are going to all of my favorite places, and we're going to be looking at real estate and learning about dual citizenship. All of those things we are doing when we are in Cape Town. And if you have not yet been to Africa and you want to dip your toe into the water, South Africa is a great entryway into learning about, just a small portion of the continent, especially because there's so much to cover, as I've stated before. And that's why we're going to Zanzibar before that. So it's the year of us, getting back to our roots, baby. It's the year of us getting back to our roots. So if you are interested, definitely check out the links in the description down below. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.